go find something good, Gary.
Yep. Oh,
That sounds nice.
yeah. And it is just there to the side of the tree.
Yeah.
You might have got it out. Yeah, you have. See what we've got. It's in my hand. Ooh, look at that. We are looking at a little pocket knife.
Seriously.
Yeah.
On Lot 25, near the foundation of the house that once belonged to Samuel Ball, metal detection expert Gary Drayton and Marty Lagina have just found what could be an important discovery.
I'd say that's copper or something.
Yeah, the ends are copper. That's why we detected it.
They don't make them out of that anymore, do they?
Not so much.
Yeah, it looks like half of a pocket
Yeah.
knife.
And the blade must still be in there.
That looks like a fine gentleman's pocket knife. So, you know, we're hoping that it's valuable. And I think Samuel Ball was just a highly successful man, and he may have had some things we're unaware of.
Oh, we'll see what it looks like when it's cleaned up. Nice little find. Well, this is a great start, it really is.
It's an excellent start. Yeah, let's keep going. I'm excited. Let's go find some more stuff.
Yeah. Oh, not so good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound as good.
No.
That sounds good to me.
That sounds good. Just a sec. Here we go. Oh, I'm on it. We're on it. I feel something though. Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Well, what is it, a badge?
No, it's not a badge, mate. Yeah, to me that looks like musket decoration.
Oh, like you found with Samuel Ball on it?
Yeah. That might clean up and have some kind of design on it, or some letters or number.
For sure it has letters on it.
It has?
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping.
It says patent.
It says patent.
Mm-hmm. Now you see it.
Oh, yeah, no, look at that. That's nice, isn't it?
There ain't any doubt about that.
A patent plate? Possibly from an old rifle or musket? During the 17th and 18th centuries, as firearm technology advanced in Europe and colonial North America, manufacturers placed engraved patent plates on their muskets as a way of protecting the ownership of any unique innovations, such as the firing mechanism or the weapon's design. Similar to a maker's mark, a patent plate could help reveal when and where an artifact was made, as well as possibly identify who it once belonged to.
What do you think, Gary? How old is that?
With that design, the way it's got that nice old-style lettering, I'd say that's period, mate, for this lot. 1790, 1830, Samuel Ball era.
Yeah, I think it's period.
Yeah.
I'd bet a lot that was on a firearm.
Yeah, it could have easily been on the stock.
Yeah.
Or the book. Maybe that's a way to look for whatever this is.
That's what I would do. I
or-
would start with guns, probably British armaments.
Yeah.
I mean, if you find out that that was some kind of nice shooting firearm, it might speak to wealth. I mean,
Yeah.
the little patent thing was really exciting because I view it as yet another indication that Samuel Ball had a fair amount of wealth. Gary, partner, let's put it in a bag, and we'll go on to hopefully bigger and better things.
Yeah. And we'll tell Laird about this.
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
We found some cool stuff.
Yeah.
In 1893, Oak Island treasure hunter Frederick Blair formed the Oak Island Treasure Company, convinced that his drilling equipment could reach depths further than anyone else's. 4 years later, while drilling an exploratory borehole near the site of the original money pit treasure shaft. Frederick Blair's chief drill operator, William Chappell, and his crew experienced one of the biggest breakthroughs in the island's history.
When they were drilling down, they encountered a cement-like material. They theorized that there was a vault underneath this chamber. When they drilled into the vault, they were able to recover a small piece of parchment.
One of the participants noticed this little, it was like a pea-sized little round ball, and he unfurled it with tweezers. And it turned out to be the little piece of parchment with an inscribed VI on it.
Of course, this is written with a quill pen and Indian ink. It's typical writing of the day. Beautiful writing.
Ink writing on a small piece of parchment, and found in what appeared to be a vault, located some 153 feet deep underground. Had William Chappell found an actual handwritten fragment from one of the original Shakespeare manuscripts? Unfortunately, the answer to that question might never be known, as shortly after discovering the mysterious underground vault, the wet, porous grounds around it appeared to cave in, pulling the structure known today as the Chappell Vault deeper and deeper underground. In 2013, researcher Petter Amundsen traveled to Oak Island to test his theory that according to clues hidden in the first folio of Shakespeare's works, the Bard's original handwritten manuscripts might be buried there.
If there are documents there, documents that tell a story, ancient information, ancient knowledge, if there's, say that there's one theory, and it's but a theory, that it's the Shakespearean folios down there, all of that is every bit as rich and wonderful and magical and amazing as a chest full of diamonds and rubies, to me.
Petter is convinced that the key to finding the entrance to an underground vault lies in first locating what he calls the Mercy Point, one of 10 locations on the island that correspond to each of the ancient symbols on what is known as the Tree of Life, and which, according to Petter, should be marked on the island by 10 strategically placed boulders. Unfortunately, the Mercy Point was not easy to access, as it was submerged in some 6 feet of water near the eastern edge of Oak Island's triangle-shaped swamp.
We're going to check out his Mercy Point. We're going to check it out as best we can. And if we find something, then you'll see the excitement level.
It is very deep and it's very dangerous.
Careful.
I'd like to probe this whole area if I could.
It did sound hollow.
It's some kind of floor with small stones on top of it.
Keep trying.
So, Marty, I think we can't accomplish more than this. We know that it is a stony ground, and if this is some part of the secret vault, it's impossible for me to say.
Although Petter was unable to continue his exploration of the swamp, he left the island convinced that his theory was correct.
I like to decipher things, and I deciphered something that tells me that Shakespeare's manuscripts probably will be on Oak Island. And I feel certain that if my theory has merit, they will discover that the Mercy Point is a doorway to something.
Could he be right? Sure, he could be right. Maybe he is right. You know, as far as what's in the swamp, there are some things that might be in there that are beyond belief. The Ark of the Covenant, the Holy Grail, the Shakespearean folios, a vault that maybe contains Rosicrucian documents. So it's incredibly exciting, and there's credible evidence to indicate that some of those things are indeed possible.
So the guys are on the way?
Yep.
I'm looking forward to this. All right, chaps,
That's impressive.
Don't take a knife to a gunfight.
Rick Lagina, along with Oak Island historian Doug Kroll, metal detection expert Gary Drayton, and surveyor Steve Guptill, arrive at Lot 15, located near the eastern edge of the swamp.
So this is all about the ring bolts, right?
Exactly. Like so many things on Oak Island, you've heard about the 90-foot stone, these ring bolts, and no one's ever seen them for a long time. Well, that ends today, because we are going to find them.
Okie doke, let's go find something.
Okay, mate.
While investigating his Oak Island property in 1969, the late Fred Nolan claimed to have discovered several iron ring bolts embedded in boulders near the eastern bank of the swamp. Shortly after, he was stunned to recover numerous pieces of a large sailing vessel, including the scuppers and part of a mast within the swamp itself. These finds convinced Fred that the ring bolts may have been used to dock a treasure galleon, and that the swamp was artificially created in order to hide it.
The long sought after ring bolts is important because Fred used the ring bolts as one of his major reference lines, and it directed him to all kinds of things. That's what we're hoping for, the one puzzle piece that will fit and we'll go, wow, that's what that means.
Although Fred removed the ring bolts that he discovered, his son, Tom Nolan, has confided to Rick that he believes one or more may still exist in the area.
So let's start here. The radius that I've calculated is going to loop out.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll get out of your way. I'm going to go to the next location.
Okay.
Anything?
No.
Well, chop as you pull. There we go. Take a look at this.
This one here looks big enough to be an anchor rock.
Yeah.
What are you guys up to over there?
We have some pretty substantial boulders over here that will need to be checked.
Yeah, we'll check them with a CTX. This is what we should be looking for, a lot of boulders. Just seems like the rocks that should have a ring bolt in them.
Yeah, these two are really promising.
Oh, and there's a target here. It's iron, 8 or 9 inch reading.
Yeah, dig.
Yep, please.
Oh, there's something there, Gary. Do it slow. There, Gary, it should be out.
Oh, mate, I'll check it. Let's see.
Is it out?
Wow. I was not expecting that. You know what this is? It's definitely, in my opinion, part of an old cast iron stove or a cooking pot. I can see now, look, you see that flat piece? That was what you grabbed hold of, and this would have fit along the front of an old, kind of like a potbelly stove. This is an old piece of iron, mate.
When Fred moved stone just up the hill here from us, he found parts of an old cast iron stove under it.
He called it a ship stove.
I can see this off a ship, especially being here on the edge of the swamp. Really can.
A piece of a ship's stove? In 1981, while surveying his property, Fred Nolan discovered 6 large boulders that make up the megalithic formation now known as Nolan's Cross. Believing that the boulders might be covering buried treasure caches, Fred dug beneath several of them. Although he found no treasure, he did discover fragments of an iron stove that, based on further research, were believed to have come from a 17th century galleon ship. If Rick and the team can verify that this iron fragment also came from a large sailing vessel, it could be a valuable clue that might help identify who was behind the Oak Island mystery.
Nice, cool find. But just like any interesting piece of iron we find, we know the guy will tell us exactly how old it is and where it comes from. Carmen Leg.
He'll certainly have an opinion.
Really cool, because we went looking for one part of the mystery, the ring bolts, and we might have found a fragment of another part of the mystery.
Makes you wonder what else is in here, right?
There could well be some more interesting artifacts in this area.
Okay, let's find it.
It is a moment of great anticipation for brothers Rick and Marty Lagina, as they, along with Charles Barkhouse and metal detection expert Gary Drayton, head to Lot 12 to begin their new search efforts on property now belonging to Fred Nolan's family. For the first time since Fred Nolan's death, his son Tom has granted the team access to all of his father's 16 acres. This includes the areas where Rick believes Fred made several of Oak Island's most important discoveries, including Nolan's Cross.
Here comes Jim with a backhoe.
What if you just dig a trench 2 feet down, all the way roughly to where they're standing, a little bit beyond that.
Right.
And we'll try to locate where this thing might be.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Noted on Fred's maps as a location of particular importance is an area the veteran treasure hunter once described as an ancient dump site. It was here that previous searchers reported finding evidence believed to be connected to the original construction of the money pit.
We're looking for clues in that area as to what happened here long ago.
I'm getting something here. It's like iron. That's it. Yep, square nail.
I got some pottery here.
Pottery?
Yep.
Should we go have a look?
Oh my God. I could have the whole dinner service here. Look. There's a big piece. Look.
Yeah, different.
Look.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of pottery.
Look.
Well, looks like we've hit the dump, guys.
Pottery? Could these pieces of pottery possibly be connected to the Oak Island mystery, perhaps left behind by whoever constructed the original money pit?
Oh, another piece.
Oh.
Here, take that.
Good eye, Charles. I think you're the pottery shard champ now.
I kind of like hit the jackpot here. There's another little piece right here.
I think our dump is right there, Rick. It's this perfect cross-section. We found it. It doesn't go through to this way. You're finding all kinds of bits of pottery and stuff right there.
Another piece.
Locating the dump, finding it, realizing that the stories were true. Yeah, this is a successful day. We got to figure out the oldest thing here, because that might tell us who was here at the times we're wondering about.
The date.
Yep.
It's always about the dates. From the beginning, we've tried to look to the past and try to confirm what the past has taught us. And now, today, we've taken story, gone into the field, and corroborated that the story is real. And that's important as we move forward.